Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Tuesday, December 10th, 2019. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. What you'll see here is the ES has formed quite the rejection in overnight trading here. Price pushes down, and around 4 or 5 a.m. We get a pretty strong reaction here where we get a pretty sharp reversal, and price rallies back to weekly VWAP and also rallies back to or toward the previous month's close here. This failed low after this rejection, and this uptrend is very reminiscent of something like this back here right before it elongates here. So we could be looking at a pretty big breakout move coming up ahead if this thing can hold on to these gains or advance them. It wouldn't surprise me if this thing turned into an outside day up, which means this low would be below this low, which it already is, and the close would be somewhere above these highs, the previous day's high. So if we were to close, say, above 3150, we'd have a bullish outside day with a shot going much higher ahead. Again, remember, from this low here, we can forecast higher average daily range, and it would give us 3225 by the end of the month. That's also a big-time long-term target as well. 3228 is a major 100% target on an impulse range as well. So that's a pretty sticky target there. And it could certainly get there with plenty enough time left in the month. So this failed new low could lead to much more upside here if it starts to get too much above here at 3150. Alright, let's take a look here at the NQ. The NQ looking very similar as well, has perhaps even a bigger rejection here. Had a broad sell-off here in overnight trading, and again around 5 in the morning, a pretty sharp turnaround here off about 8,300. Price turned around and has rallied, and again, this could extend through these highs. Today even we could push higher and close higher and be an outside day up. So this could be very bullish here. Again, the type of rejection we're seeing in intraday in the overnight trade is very significant, and that type of rejection following a rejection from before suggests that perhaps we could be looking at a swing breakout through the highs down the road. So again, keeping an eye on today, but right now things are looking very bullish from a day trading perspective and also a swing perspective. Again, after this rally here this morning, perhaps we could see a pullback maybe as deep as 83.50, 83.45, and that could provide perhaps a re-entry higher. Alright, let's take a look now at crude oil. Crude oil right now is basically flat on the day. It has kind of a doji-like day. This thing has pushed higher off the bottom of this channel and is now at the top basically of this channel, right? Somewhere like that. We could still see a little bit more upside type of price action here, but again, we're sitting right at previous highs. We're sitting in this kind of range over the last 4 days. We're building some energy. If you look at this thing in a 15 or 16 minute chart, it's compressing. So a breakdown here obviously would push this thing down toward the lower part of the channel, somewhere between 56 and 57. If we were to break higher, say 59.40, 59.50, that opens up a continuation higher. Again, this market hasn't shown a great ability to hold above 58, 59, but it has done so lately. Before that, it had been months before we had seen price action above that zone. Right now, holding above it for a few days, nice compression at these highs. If you look at 59.40, 59.50, an upside break through that zone could trigger a nice breakout down the road. A break below, call it 58.40 or 58.50, that could trigger selling pressure. So watch that zone very closely. Alright, let's take a look at gold futures. With gold right now, this one has been unable to really get going to the upside lately. It has formed kind of a downward sloping channel here. There you go, that's a little better. And right now it's kind of just compressing. So what I mentioned yesterday is just that this thing is range bound with a downward bias. So it's mostly range bound, right? It's just been chopping this way, but it does have a downward bias. It has had lower highs. It continues to kind of hang out below 1480. At some point here, this range very narrow. At some point we may see a break one way or another. Again, I think if we dip down as low as 1420 to 1440, that could be a trap zone that eventually leads to a breakthrough the channel highs. So again, likely going to stay in the current structure until proven otherwise. And right now, again, range bound here at some point. If we were to break down and clean out some of these lows into the LVN or the 200-day, that could provide a bounce opportunity. So still watching this one right now. Better patterns right now on the ES and the NQ for sure. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.